Stein, Ms. Lamarca,
Yes.
Mr. Rowland. Next up is approval of the agenda and addendum items. You? I think I was good first. Good job. Can I get a second? Second. Yeah, that was John. Thank you. Call the vote. Mr. Rowland?
Yes.
Ms. Lamarca?
Yes.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
And Mr. Greenhouse.
Yes.
Next up is to approve or amend the meeting minutes from November 17, 2025.
Make a motion.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Call the vote. Ms. Lamarca?
Yes.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Mr. Greenhouse?
Yes.
And Mr. Rowland.
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the presentation of the financial statement. Don Sweeney, our fiscal officer, will go over some fund balances and our funds.
All right, for the month of November, the general fund had a beginning balance of $4,693,320 and an ending balance of $4,358,593. The land improvement fund had a beginning balance of $3,197,505 and an ending balance of $3,141,932. All funds combined had an ending balance of $7,500,525.
Thank you, Dawn.
You're welcome.
Any questions on the monthly financial statement? None. We'll move on to presentation of payment report vouchers for the month of November 2025. Take a second to look at our payments. Any questions on the payments for the month of November? All right, hearing none, go ahead and move on to old business and the planning update. And give us an update on projects.
In your board packet, you can see all the projects. Pretty much everything is completed. Our construction crew is still doing the work down at Beartown on the restroom, weather permitting, and then also out at Tupelo Pond, the pavilion out there. We're working on it, it's kind of weather permits. So.
All right, thank you, Matt. Any questions on projects? We're talking about projects. We want to thank our wonderful staff that does our snow removal. It's an early winter, so we're grateful to have it for things like sled riding and so on and so forth, but lots of roads and parking lots and sidewalks to take care of. So thank you to our grounds facility staff for keeping up with the snow, including this weekend. Big shout out to them. All right. Go ahead and move on to new business, resolution 2025-2026, real estate tax advances. Memorandum from Don Sweeney, our fiscal officer. Dear Commissioners, please accept this resolution to request advances of real estate taxes collected on the district's behalf, deposited into the general fund 1000-101-000, or general property tax real estate, as set forth on the following dates provided by the Jug County Auditor's Office. Those dates are January 30th, 2026, February 18th, 2026, July 1st, 2026, July 15th, 2026. This will assist with cash flow and that tax revenues will be dispersed to the district in a timely manner. Thank you for your consideration. So entertain a motion to approve resolution 20-2025-26 real estate tax advances.
Make a motion. Second.
Thank questions or discussion? Not call vote. Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
Mr. Rao?
Yes.
Ms. Lamarcus?
Yes.
Next up, Land Holdings Review, appointment of legal counsel. Commissioners in 2026, a review of Delta Park District Land Holdings is requested. The review will consist of a review of purchases, deeds, leases, easements, covenants, agreements, and/or other land holding documents by Attorney Mark O'Brien. This memorandum serves as a request for a motion to appoint Mark O'Brien to conduct a review of land holdings and to make a 2026 budget appropriation not to exceed $40,000 for services rendered in 2026. That's the motion.
Make a motion. Second.
Any question or discussion? Now we'll call the vote. Ms. Lamarcus?
Yes.
Mr. Bates?
Yes.
Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
Mr. Rogers? Next up, Resolution 21, 2025, 2026 on the budget appropriations. Again, read a memorandum of Don Sweeney, our fiscal officer. Commissioners, please find a resolution for adoption of the 2026 final budget appropriation resolution. Following format conforms with the legal level of budgetary control according to Ohio Revised Code 5705.38C. It requires appropriation measures shall be classified so as to set forth separately the amounts appropriated for each office, department, and division, and within each the amount appropriated for personnel services. Therefore, this budget format conforms with state statute and that the appropriations resolution is presented as follows. It's presented by fund, by department, personnel services, for salaries and benefits, and all other non-personnel services expenditures. It's like to look at our 2026 final budget. As you recall, we presented a draft last month. Entertain a motion to approve Resolution 20, 2025, or 2026 final budget appropriations.
Motion. Second.
Thank you. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, call the vote. Mr. Greeno?
Yes.
Mr. Bates? Ms. Lamarcus?
Yes.
And Mr. Rao. Next up is agenda item 10th District Court of Appeals decision, 2022 tax budget. Commissioners, please find included in your packet the 10th District Court of Appeals decision regarding the appeal from a decision and order of the Ohio Board of Tax Appeals in the matter of our 2022 tax budget. So legal counsel Todd Hicks is here. I'm going to ask him to provide a brief recap on the decision at today's meeting. So, take it away.
Thanks. So I'll just give a brief overview and then happy to answer any questions you have. Recall when the Park District went in for their Budget Commission hearing for the 2022 budget, what ultimately happened was the Budget Commission approved a budget that withheld $1.9 million. We appealed that decision, or Park District appealed that decision to the Court of Tax Appeals in Columbus. We were successful in that appeal. Court of Tax Appeals determined that the action of the Budget Commission was unreasonable and arbitrary. The Budget Commission decided to appeal that to the 10th District Court of Appeals in Columbus. We briefed that, we went down there for oral argument. The 10th District Court of Appeals ruled that the Board of Tax Appeals was correct and that the decision that this money was incorrectly withheld was in fact correct. What the 10th District Court of Appeals and the Board of Tax Appeals both said was that the Park District could or may resubmit a budget and effectively request that $1.9 million. To date, the Park District has not taken any action to do that.
Tom, any questions, any discussion? vote. So I want to thank the Board of Tax Appeals, thank the 10th District Court of Appeals for their decision, and we will move on. Next up, surplus property. A couple items on surplus property. A 2015 Ford Transit van for trade-in and a Boss snowplow blade for auction. Entertain a motion to declare those items surplus property.
Second.
Thank you. Questions or discussion? Now we'll call the vote. Mr. Bates? Mr. Reno? Yes. Mr. Ralph?
Yes.
And Mr. Martin? Yes. All right, go ahead and move into Commissioners' time, and we have a presentation from our Special Events Coordinator, Holly South.
Good morning. I've been asked to share with you what we do for special events here at the Kirk District. So the first of all is like, how do we define a special event? The biggest one, it generates a large crowd. We're talking 100 to 150 more is what we're really hoping for as a minimum. These are not, we want big crowds of people, and with that comes the logistics of how to manage that type of crowd. We want to make sure we have space. The biggest consideration is where we're going to park them all. So there's only a few properties that we have that work for that. We're not going to do a big event at Wooden Road Park, for instance, or Whitlam Woods. Lovely though they are, they cannot handle a big crowd. So then that's where the logistical planning comes in, is how are we going to manage that large crowd. The next consideration is that they're usually held annually or biannually. These are not the regular monthly walks, hikes, or programs that we offer for the public. Registration is usually not required for a special event. We want people to hear about it, see it on our social media or in our newsletter and say, hey, I'm free that day. I think I'll stop by. For the most part, there are a couple exceptions that I'll explain. And finally, it involves multiple staff members where I'm working with many departments to make this possible, which is fun because it's, I get to work with a lot of different coworkers on these. So then I want to walk you through what we do each year. And the big one, the next big one that you all can join us at is happening next Sunday. So we're 6 days away from the annual winter solstice celebration. It is from 7 to 10 next Sunday at the Westwoods. This is one of our longest standing annual special events. We've been doing it well over 30 years. So it's an oldie but a goodie. So it's something that we're enjoying celebrating. So it starts, it's mostly outside. We've got some great atmospheres for everybody to see. There's a little outdoor stage that we celebrate different skits that talk about the solstice. These folks are bringing in the Yule log. This is the frost giant who has stolen the sun, and the Vikings are battling to get it back. And of course, Santa and Buddy the Elf talk about traditions of the Christmas tree. So it's all the skits are about celebrating the solstice and traditions that have stemmed from the solstice. A big highlight is the annual luminary trail that goes to different stations outside to learn about the solstice. It ends at a bonfire to warm up. And if you just need to be a little bit warm, you come on inside with the lovely Pilgrim Brass Choir for traditional great brass Christmas songs and a sing-along and hot cocoa and cookies. So it's a great day and a great way to celebrate the season. We get for this event annual, last year we got about 800 people to come in those 3 hours. So it's a busy night, but it's a happy, joyful night. Next up on our special events horizon takes us to our newest event, which is Wild About Winter Nights. We held this for the first time last year here at Big Creek. It's the first Saturday of February out at the shelter. So the highlight of this was the epic bonfire. So people loved it. People came out in droves. We had over 450 people. There's no power down at this station, so we were on generators and lit it up. We had cocoa. People were happy to have a warm beverage. They came out to celebrate being cold and outside, but not being inside and dealing with cabin fever. We had a s'more station. I learned that marshmallows do freeze solid, but you can stick that thing in and warm it up and make a great s'more. We brought our animal mounts out. This was all about owls. We did a great night pipe to try and hear some night sounds. So it was a fun night. We had our snow snakes. This is a Native American game to slide these wooden sticks is like a racing game. We had a lot of slush, and we had a big warm up during the week, but that weekend, it was in the teens. It was very cold, but it didn't slow people down. We had some night winter astronomy, and that was a lot of fun, but the highlight was the epic bonfire. People came out, they just were happy to not sit alone at home in front of their fire. They came out and sat with us outside in front of our fire. Next up, I also coordinate the Arts and Nature program, and this kind of falls into our special events genre because we're doing a big community art show. We do those biannually or every 3 years, that's it, 2 or 3 years. This next theme is On the Wing, art featuring nature that takes to the air. So this will invite the community to come. The last one we did was 2 years ago, and it was all tree themed, so these are some of the artworks of trees. We had over 350 pieces of art and a big opening reception. That's what we have here. So looking forward to another big day. The opening reception is the 28th of March, and that'll be up through the end of July. Next up, I'm very excited to bring Touch a Truck back. This has been kind of on hiatus. We did it in 2023 at the Westwoods, but now that we've had that wonderful bridge replaced, we can do this again. It was a great event, April 25th, 2026 this year. And this year, as we know, 2026 is America's 250th birthday, so Ohio is on board, and April is Ohio Moves Transportation Month, so celebrating transportation. So that's why I put this, in this month. It was a great event. It highlighted our operations crews, our natural resources team, and our construction team, and our rangers were there too, with their vehicle. They shined up their equipment and we parked it. And they all got a little sign that said what it is and how we use it. And the public loved it. We had 875 people in 2.5 hours that came. And the kids were just climbing on. It was a little rainy that morning, so I think all the moms and dads loved being able to put their kids in the boots and the raincoats that they all brought. They all got little hard hats to wear. It was so much fun. Everybody was smiling and happy to be able to climb up. I don't know who had more fun, the little kids or their parents. So it was a joyful day. We brought in a dump trailer of sand, highlight of the thing. People loved getting up in that. They packed it down. It was ready to spread out in our parks after that. So great day. We're looking forward to having it again this year. Then we get into the summer, and our nights out in the park kind of is a series of small special events over the summer. Our amphitheater concerts are here at Big Creek, and then we do our movie nights out at the observatory. Both of those because we can handle big crowds at those 2 parks. I am going to focus on the America 250 theme with some of our music opera events. I had a great Beatles tribute band, but I'm holding that because that's not American music. But movie nights at observatory, they're part of the Ohio 250 is Ohio Goes to the Movies. So I have selected 2 movies that have Ohio connections. In June, we'll be showing Disney Pixar's Up, which was directed in part by a gentleman out of Chagrin Falls and a gentleman out of Worcester. So there's a big connection to Ohio there. And in July, we're showing the most current Superman movie, which was filmed in Cleveland, and Cleveland is Superman's hometown, so we're playing that up. So it'll be a fun way to tie in. This was an Irish band, but that was last year. So this is the New Barleycorn they played last year. Great crowd. We had almost 200 people, so that's a lot of people to fit in our amphitheater. Happy, joyful night. At the observatory, we've switched to an LED screen so we can start the movie projections a lot earlier. We don't have to wait till dark, and as such, we get a lot more younger crowds. That's why Disney Up will be a really popular movie. It's a great night of fun. Attendance, varies between 100 to 200 people, very weather dependent, because we do move inside if the weather's inclement. Then we're moving into Paddle Fest. This was a new event last year that I worked with outdoor education specialist Trevor Wersler. It is set for June 20th, 2026 at Headwaters. This is one of our registration-based special events, only because it's water-based and we needed to make sure we could safely take care of everyone on the water. But it was a great fun. There's Trevor towing the mini golf out to the water. So folks stopped at the mini golf hut, got their golf clubs, and here's a lady golfing. So trying to get her scoop ball into the canoe that was anchored. People had a great time. There's one of our obstacles. They had to paddle around. And then we had a poker relay, so you had to paddle between two dealer canoes and draw a hand, and then when they came ashore, we saw what their hand was, and if they beat the house, they got raffle tickets and that. So we're looking forward to kind of enhancing this a little more and making it bigger and better this year. Then, at the end of the summer, we move into the Great Geauga County Fair. I do count this as a special event because of the number of people we reach. We reach on average about 6% of the gate total that's at the fair. That's calculated by 15 years of statistical data. I came up with an algorithm and made the formula. So we know we get about 6%. So last year we got about 17,000 people through our building. Here's our lovely building out in the natural resources. And this brings in a lot of our staff to work on this. Naturals Carrie Wheaton has taken over care of the gardens, so they're always lush and lovely. And I work with Renelle Roebuck to make the display. Last year we focused on the annual plan of operations, or the 5-year plan of operations, and highlighted what's going on. We always have a kids' play area, but the star of our fair booth is always the monarchs. So people come every year to see them. We start raising those in early August so that we have a good collection of monarchs. People just love seeing them. Then we take a little break to catch our breath in the month of September and literally launch into the space race the first Saturday of October. This is again with Trevor Wersler and I work on this. This is the 5th year coming up in 2026 for this. It is at the observatory, and it is a different race. It's an endurance race. It's not, the distance isn't fixed, the time is fixed. So you have 2 hours to do as many laps of the observatory trail, and that is 0.8 miles. Every year we try to come up with a witty theme. So this last year was, and one giant lap for mankind. This is the lap race. So we haven't come up with the 2026 theme yet. But it's a lot of fun, and it's what's great about this race is that it brings in all abilities and all ages. Because the serious runners, they are just going. They're trying to finish all that they can in 2 hours. But if you've got a jogging stroller or you have limited mobility, you can just get one, and that's an accomplishment. The person who won the very first year was so joyful at this race because he said, "This is the first race that my family ever raced with me." Because if you're serious, they can't run with you, and Dad would lap them every 5 minutes, but still they competed. So lots of fun running here. This was one of our runners. You can see one of our winners. She was set up for endurance. Lots of fun photos to take. Here's some familiar faces. Those are some of the ward boys. But what's neat about this is that everybody gets a finisher medal, and they get a ribbon based on how far